Alright guys, this is a redo of my Naya deck that I made way back then. I swapped some cards out, I changed a little bit of the formula, and yeah, here's the new Naya deck. First of all, I'll call the Herd. Again, this is a pretty efficient card. 3 mana, sorcery, get through 3. Not too exciting, but it has a flashback cost of 4. Not too much, but I like the fact that it creates 2 creatures from just this one card, and if you have spare mana remaining, you can always use it to flashback, so it's very versatile that way. Good use of extra mana. Piano Nomad Captain, so it's 3 mana for 2/2, nothing special, but when it attacks, attacking creatures gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This is almost similar to the keyword Battle Cry, but Battle Cry is only +1/+0. This is +1/+1, so good for aggro decks like this one. Yeah, so this Naya deck is basically an aggro deck, by the way. So it's going to have a lot of creatures that are good at attacking and has good stats. Like this one, 3 mana for 4/4, really good stats for the mana cost, can't be countered, and if something asks me to discard it, it's going into play instead. So that's good, 3 mana for 4. Vexing Devil, 1 mana for 4/4, that's incredibly good. 1 mana for 4/3, that's incredibly good. But any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to them instead of letting it go into the battlefield. But, you know, 1 mana for 4 damage or 4/3, either way is really, really good, I think. Domivade, there's a lot of Planeswalkers in this deck. This is one of them. This is an aggro Planeswalker. It's just 3 mana. It's one of the cheapest Planeswalkers. But yeah, the +1 is you can look at your top card. If it's a creature card, you put in your hand. There's a lot of creatures in this deck. Second one is creature you control fights another creature, another good removal one, and good for aggro, and you get an emblem. The last one, creatures you control have double strike, trample, hexproof, and haste. So obviously this one is designed for Planeswalkers, good for aggro decks. Like this one, Hero Blade Hold, 3/4 Battle Cry. So this is what I'm talking about, but it's only +1/+0, not +1/+1 like Piano does. But when it attacks, you get 2/1/1 white soldier creatures tapped and attacking. So you basically get two 1s because of Battle Cry. So this is a really, really powerful creature if it gets to attack. Mirror Consider, again, pretty efficient creature. 3 mana for 2/2, double strike, protection from black and green. So pretty efficient, pretty powerful. Bloodbraid Elf, love this card. 4 mana for 3/2, haste Cascade. Cascade means you play it and then you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal one with a lower mana cost. Pretty much everything in this deck is lower mana cost than 5. So there's a lot of some 4s, but mostly 3 to 1 mana cost cards here. Nothing's more than 4. So you're gonna hit something, and it's free. You can play for free. So really, really good tempo aggro card. And it has haste as well, so just adds everything to it. Suck and Vull, 4 mana for 4 counters right here. Creatures you control at +1/+1 gain haste until end turn. Really, really great aggro ability. That's the first ability. Second ability lets you gain control of target creature until end of turn. Another good aggro ability. And the third one's another good aggro ability. Put 5 4/4 red dragon creatures with flying to play. So never really get there, but yeah, this game's probably not going to last that long. Again, Naya Panorama. Mountain, Forest, Plains. So Naya is like Bant. Bant is green, white, and blue. Naya is the colors of this deck, which is red, green, and white. So Jungle Shrine gives you all 3 of those colors, but it enters battlefield tapped. Gives me all those colors though. Yeah, Mountain, Forest, or Plains. Okay, Lightning Helix, really good card here. 2 mana instant. So well costed, deals 3 damage to target creature and you gain 3 life. So really powerful for the cost. Just 2 mana, you get to do that. It's a removal as well. Instant. Lightning Bolt, 1 mana, 3 damage. This is basically Lightning Bolt combined with a Healing Salve, but it's so much better because it's combined into 1 card. So both these cards, Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix, are really good. Gideon Ally of Zendikar. The first ability is it's a 5/5 indestructible that prevents all damage. So that's a good attacker for this deck. And 0 mana, you get a 2/2. Another good one for aggro decks, so you can just keep building creatures up. The third one says creatures you control get +1/+1. So it's an emblem, which means it can't really be destroyed. There's nothing right now. I don't know anything that can destroy an emblem, but it's a permanent, I think. So maybe something that can destroy a permanent can destroy it, like Vindicate. Not entirely sure though. But emblems are usually really, really difficult to destroy. I'm not even sure if you can destroy it with a Vindicate. But yeah, you get a Glorious Anthem effect at the end, so that's really, really good. Okay, Ismar Hanakana, very, very simple vanilla card. 1 mana for 2/2. Just well statted card right there. Nothing vanilla, but it's really well statted. Browbeat, it's a card that's kind of like the Vexing Devil. 3 mana. You can they can either take 5 damage or you draw 3 cards. Either way is really, really good for you. So yeah, good card. Okay, Fleece Mane Lion, 2 mana for 3/3. That's really, really good stats for the cost. First of all, that's yeah, that's really good. And then 5 mana for Monstrosity 1. So basically, if you pay 5 mana, an additional 5 mana at any time, this becomes a 4/4 indestructible hexproof. So that's kind of hard to deal with. Indestructible and hexproof together would make it kind of impossible to deal with, actually. I think the only way to deal with that would be to have a spell that says remove, exile all creatures from the game or something like that. Or put all creatures on the bottom of their library, like Terminus. Alright, Garruk Relentless, 4 mana for 3 counters. This one deals 3 damage to a target creature for the 0. They both have 0 cost. Then that creature deals damage back to him. Another one puts a 2/2 wolf into play. When it transforms, you can create 1/1 creature tokens with Death Touch. You can search your library for creatures, and you can give them trample. So, all in all, really good Planeswalker. I have them in a lot of my decks. And let's see, we have Johnny Steadfast, another one. This one, the first ability, 4 mana for 4 counters. First ability, 1 target creature gets +1/+1, first strike, vigilance, and lifelink until end of turn. Really good abilities. Second one, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control permanently, and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. So I have a lot of planeswalkers in this deck. This one pumps them up. This is the last one. For source, would deal damage, prevent all of that damage, all but 1 of that damage. So it's going to be really hard to kill my planeswalkers, I guess. That Path to Exile, basically Swords to Plowshares, may be better or worse depending on your situation. 1 mana exile creature, and then they get a basic land card and put in the battlefield tapped. So the cheap cost is ridiculous on this one, but drawback's kind of big, probably worse than Swords to Plowshares actually in most cases. I have this card here, Sarah Avenger. Again, really aggressively costed. 2 mana for 3/3. Flying Vigilance is really, really good. But you can't cast it during your first, second, or third turns, which is fine. I mean, if I cast it on the 4th turn or 5th turn or whatever, it's still well costed. So, good card. Vengevine, 4 mana for 4/3 haste. Then when I cast a spell, if it's a second creature spell I play this turn, then it comes back into my... It goes back into the battlefield, not into my hand, directly into the battlefield for free. So yeah, it's really hard to kill, and there's a lot of creatures in this deck, so it's probably going to activate a few times. Flametongue Kevu, powerful creature, 4 mana for 4/2, high power stats, but when it enters the battlefield, deals 4 damage to a creature. So it basically is a lightning blast as well as a 4/2 in the same creature for just 4 mana. So yeah, that's a lot of damage when it comes to the field. It's really good. I have Semet the Tested, another planeswalker here. It's good for aggro. 4 mana, 4 counters. The first one gives a creature double strike until end of turn. The second one deals 2 damage divided as I choose among 1 or 2 creatures and or players. So both abilities pretty useful for this deck. And the last one, search my library for up to 2 creatures or planeswalkers and put them onto the battlefield. So, good aggro card. Submit the Tested. Yep. I have Arlen Cord as well. This is kind of a new one as well, I think. 4 mana, 3 counters. The first one, just 2 abilities. But the first one gives a creature +2/+2 vigilance and haste. There's nothing that can remove counters. No abilities that remove counters. But yeah, the first one gives +2/+2 vigilance and haste, really good for this deck. Second one puts a +2/+2/2 green wolf creature token, exactly the same as the Garruk, but it transforms her, and she transforms into this wolf being thing. This one has -1/-1 counters, both of them actually, all 3 of them. First one gives creatures I control +1/+1 trample. Second one deals 3 damage and transform it back. So it's lightning bolt. Second one, and the last one is creatures I control have haste and tap, deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. Wow, it's a really ridiculous. Gives some really ridiculous abilities basically. But even its first form, the first form of this Planeswalker is pretty good as well for this deck. And I think that's almost it. Okay, Breast Tile. This one is 3/3. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, a creature I control gains double strike and lifelink until end turn, which is really good for this deck since I'm always attacking. And partner, okay, this is for commander. So I got 2 commanders, yay. What else do I have? More Planeswalkers, I guess. Nisa, I have a lot of Planeswalkers in this deck. 3 mana, 3 counters. First ability puts a 0/1 plant creature token. Doesn't do that much, but it's a token, I guess. It's a creature. Second one gives a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control, so those plants can become deadly when I do that. And the last one, gain X life and draw X cards. Okay, that's a good one. Johnny Vengeant, another good one for aggro. 4 mana, 3 counters. The first ability, target permanent does not tap. So if the opponent, this is more of a defensive ability, but if the opponent has something, a land even, that you don't like, you don't want to use another mana next turn, you can just make it non-tap. Second ability is a Lightning Helix. 3 damage target creature or player, and you gain 3 life. And third one, Destroy All Lands. It's an Armageddon. But it's one-sided Armageddon. Destroy All Lands target player controls, so it's a pretty powerful ability. Johnny Vengeant. Another Planeswalker, Xanagos the Reveler. 4 mana, 3 counters, +1. The first one acts X mana combination of red and green, with X is the number of creatures I control, so that's extra mana. Second one is a 0 ability, get a 2/2 creature token into the battlefield. So creating tokens is always good for this deck. The last one, you get top 7 cards, you put any number of creature or land cards from the battle. So not as powerful as the other ones for the last ability. And last one, I have Silverblade Paladin. It's a 3 mana 2/2 Soul Bond, so I pair a creature with this one. They both have they both have this ability. Whenever it's paired with another creature, both creatures have double strike. So, yep, double strike is definitely useful for aggro. So, yep, that's my Naya Aggro deck, my revised Naya Aggro deck.